Alicia, local news has major local impacts. We start thinking about small hometown papers. We've seen this happen across the country where small towns lose their local newspapers. And Cheraw was heading that way until a group of journalists stepped up.
We wanted to be the scrapbook of the county.
It's a blur from start to finish, but the words are perfectly fit into columns, the pages folded and stacked with precision. A modern-day printing press, proudly put on by the journalists who decided this news was worth writing down.
A lot of communities are losing their local paper.
If you ask Jane Pigg, she was always a journalist, even back when she was a fourth grader making her radio debut.
And I found out, well, I can talk faster than I can type, so I believe I'll do broadcast.
For many years, Cheraw had a hometown paper until everything slowed down in the early 2000s and the paper was sold.
They got rid of people who had been with them for 20 years, 30 years, long time.
But this story doesn't have that typical ending because there's Jane and Joan Yates.
The residents of the county are creating the history of the county, but we are preserving it.
The two of them and the other journalists who had been let go got together and formed a newspaper, one that partners with the local radio station.
You're listening to Classic Hits 93.9,
which Jane owns.
And the stories that we tell are your stories.
The stories are printed weekly on a paper with a name that does exactly what a paper is meant to do.
Oh, I can never remember the name of the newspaper. And we just say, it's the link.
The link, it's like a link, you know, you're all linked up and you're linked around, and the link newspaper brings everything together.
Some may call it old school, but from the writers to the people they write about, all captured in the columns, is a sense of home. So people line up to get the link every single week, and I loved the way that they described it as the scrapbook of the county, because there really is something special about cutting out that article and hanging it on your fridge or putting it in your scrapbook and keeping it for years to come. Alicia?